Hello, everyone. It sure is a pleasure to spend time with you again. This is a happy birthday thank you. Don't tell anybody your birthday, that's for sure. I love you guys. Thank you. I can't even, all the beautiful comments you guys made. I mean, it's just incredible. Thank you so much for your support. You know, it's a wacky world out there, as you guys are seeing and experiencing, and you Facebook people, that the stories are coming in pretty good, and the amount of work and great effect you guys are having. It's just neat to see this. It's so exciting to see this. And I just wanted to thank you all. I'm telling you, if I had a birthday wish, it would be that all of you got your health back and your joy back, because nothing else matters. Your experience is all that matters, and you can't have your experiences rip you apart. And what's been done on this planet in terms of man's health and the treatment of these symptoms from what the foods have done to us is horrible. And I've just had 2 cases today that's just horrible, literally horrible what they've been through. One lady, such a great spiritual soul. Her attitude is so good for such a body and such distress in what she's been through all her life. And a lot of you are that way, and it's just sad, sad stuff. That's my wish, and because that's why I'm here. So I love every one of you, and I can't, every one of you. Girls gone wild is right, baby. Girls gone raw. All of us going raw. I love to see all that. You guys are great. Rita, you guys with the spa, exciting stuff. And I think you guys are going to really like the club, because it's going to give you plenty of protection, and you can have chapters, and there's no franchise fees. Just have fun with this. And people like to belong to clubs, especially when you're protected that way as a practitioner. Club members can talk with each other how they want, no big deal, that sort of thing. But we have to sage everything first, right? And thank you, thanks Debbie, for the box of fruit. That's all gone. That's Sherry's berry fruit, you know it. And love this card. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And that's Carol. Thank you, Carol. I love the bee. And here's my little love bird. Isn't that pretty? Love is always the key, guys. But divine love. Divine love is really consciousness. But divine love expresses itself as love for all life, because you know that all life comes from the same source. We're just individuals. Individuality of the same source. We look different, we act different. And of course, there's all kinds of different levels to that. I wanted to read this, and I'll read, I hope you're not mad, but this was a lady in chronic pain for years, and not a good pain, female pain. And this is bad, because after acids stay long enough in the body, the mutation of tissue, begins to happen. Atrophy and decay, of course. And that's why it's so important to become acid-free equals pain-free. And she writes, and this was important the way she stated this, because it shows you what detox really is. And I don't know if we've talked about this, but it's something I think that's important to remember for all of you that are in chronic pain and that you're having problems with this, because I can tell you, if you don't get your kidneys filtering, you don't get this lymph filtering and these acids out, I don't see people getting well. I mean, you can do the oils, you can do all these treatment-based thinkings, but truly, if you think about it, you have to really roll up your sleeves and fix the cause factors. And 99.99% you're going to find them in the lymph system. When the lymph system is so bad that the cholesterol plaquing, and some lady, I was going to show that to you, and I don't know what happened to it, but it was a picture of an eye. Marcy? Do you have that picture of that eye with the cholesterol around, and it showed was that you? It had the bad circulation ring, or was that Jen B that showed me?
That must have been Jen.
Would you do me are you busy?
No, not at all.
Would you have her bring that eye to me? I want to show these guys just what that looks like.
Sure.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry to read this, Rita, but I'm telling you, this is important for everyone, I think. She's been in chronic pain for years. And Dr. Morris, please will you talk about nerve regeneration and pain? As I detox, some days I had no pain, and then it would suddenly return. I used to think maybe it was not working. Horrible things. Then, when I did my 6 months monomelon, isn't that interesting? I was doing really well until the last day when the pain returned, right? I now realize in the process of getting better and whilst detoxing, pain can reoccur. And she is totally on point here. It is almost like you get a little bit of the sunlight as you're going back to Wellville. A little light that it's working, and then it comes in again. Then a little more light, and then back into the darkness. A little more light. And that's detox, because you're pulling these acids out, and they're still acids. You know, this is the problem. And those particularly that have been on the antibiotics so much and have low bacterials, these acids are going to come out hurting sometimes because you just don't have any buffering anymore to these. And it's hard to get buffering in that system through the blood. So that's why a little more lipids in the diet. Of course, remember, lipids are absorbed, your fatty acids are absorbed into the lymphatic system, not the blood. So in that, you see that help coming. But in a stagnant lymph system, your journey is not going to be well. Even if you have absorption of nutrients, its journey through the lymph system and helping to halfway bring some balance to that acidosis is somewhat difficult. And low bacterial action in the body, these MDs don't get it. You kill your bacteria in your body, you don't have anybody breaking down your acids. These 3 pH acids are painful acids. And then you get into the uric type acids, very, very painful. All these type of acids, lactic acids, all these acids are painful, or uric acid in particular. So it's a little hotter of an acid. But anyone high fungus is going to have a lot of uric acid. Anybody high protein is going to have a lot of uric acid, plus all the other acids. So it's acids on top of acids. So it's a big deal. You know, it really is. The lesson I have learned is that everyone suffering with chronic pain should keep going and stick with the protocol, and everything, the pain will go away forever. And this is right on, Rita. You're so sweet. This is exactly true. Oh, thanks, honey. But
are these the ones she was talking about?
no, she has. Well, wait a minute. No, she showed me a chart, and it's got a blue ring around it. It's kind of like this, but this is actually a chart of somebody's.
She said she doesn't. Nobody remembers showing you that chart.
Megan, your personal assistant did. That's who it was. Let me ask her, because I think it's a good take to show. Hey, Megan. She nodded.
She must be in the back.
Okay. Yeah, Megan's got these. But this is kind of one that begins to show this violet hue. And what it is, after all this this heavy cholesterol, then when you see the poor circulation coming in, you see the violet hue around that. And she had a great picture to show, because one of the YouTubers would ask, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And let me show you. This is, remember, was that the picture you showed me with the blue hue around here? And we were talking about the poor circulation this morning. Am I on? This is planet Earth, right? You know, I could have been in another. Sorry, somebody showed me a picture this morning.
Were you looking at one of Jensen's books?
No, someone actually showed me, and a YouTuber asked me why this violet hue around the outside of the eye. It had that white cholesterol all the way around like this, and then it had a violet hue around the outside of that.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
So, yeah, we're recording. We're live,
fixing my
live from New York. No, but I wanted to show them the issue of what happens when cholesterol starts affecting blood flow, what it does to the iris. Maybe it was Mindy. I don't know. Maybe I was on another. You know, I don't even know what planet I'm on ever. I'm telling you, it's getting bad that way. Thanks for your
By
help.
the way, hello everyone.
Hello. Thanks, sweetheart. I'll take this back. I appreciate you.
Oh, I got it.
Thanks so much. I just want to have them live from New York. Sorry about that, but I wanted to show you that to help you with that. And you know what? I have a little extra time here, but I still want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I love all you guys. Thank you for your love and support and the goodies and stuff. All you guys are just sweet people. And that's what we need. I know a lot of you are going through hell and pain and kind of all the steroids in the past. It warps the thinking. And especially people on antidepressants and things, but try to step back away from your body, away from your emotions, and away from your mind, and find your center, your core. And the only way you can do that is live in the now. Forget the body. Put the body away from you. Be conscious up here, and it'll be helpful. With that said, that'll bring in the God power even more and help you even more with that. But tough when you're like Rita, where you have years of chronic lymph stagnation and those acids are chewing on you. It's just going to take some time and some working back and forth. It's not that it's not working. You have the light coming on different days letting you know that keep going, it's working. Here's a little hope for you. Here's a little hope for you. Nature's cool in all those kind of ways. So hang in on that and do that. But all your comments are great. And how's your house spa doing? That looks good. Rita, thank you all you guys. So many of you wrote in, and I thank you all so much. Just so great. Yes, I am going to have a supernatural experience. Being with you guys is a supernatural experience. I love that billboard, Jermaine. You guys are a bunch of love guys. I love that. Because we have to return to some semblance of that. Although that Nevada thing, I almost loaded up and went out and helped those guys. Sad stuff. I think we made a pretty good statement out there. But, all right. Oh, gosh, we have so many questions here. I thought I would answer a few of them while I have some time. But I don't want to miss anybody. And thank you so much. Oh, this is just beautiful. Look at this one. Isn't that card beautiful? Sorry about that. I'm on a fast right now. That's it! That's it! Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Oh, who had it?
Jenny.
Oh, so I'm on the right planet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hey, you never know, Everything's in the now. You really never know where you are because nothing really matters externally to you. Oh, but thanks, Jeffrey. Man, you did a great job with this beautiful work. And look at my forget-me-nots. Look at that. Oh, baby. They're going to be planted. And thank you so much. How'd you know I like frosty mugs? Good stuff, guys. I love y'all. Thank you. Much love in return. This eye showed me this morning. It shows you this violet hue that develops around some of the eyes. See that? And that's dangerous. When you get a case like that, I would be on upper circ, lower circ. I would also be on cayenne garlic. Just keep it from stroking and having heart attacks. That's a real big issue. And when you start to see that violet hue around the outside rim, that means you're losing your blood flow. And most of this is lymph until you start to see that. And then nothing ever good comes of that one. Really never does. This was a beautiful thing someone sent me here. And let me see who this was. Georgia from Colorado. I really appreciate what you're saying here, my friend. Really, thank you so much. The question she has is, the first one is, can a person regain lost memories through being on a raw vegan lifestyle? I have been working with Marcy and doing an herbal protocol as well. I have only been doing this for a couple of months so far. My husband was a United Flight, now this is sad, so if I cry. My husband was a United Flight attendant for many years and was the last living person to walk off the plane as he turned it over to the crew that flew into the World Trade Center. Holy crap! Ugh. Gee, and he was that guy blessed. Oh my God. You know what? These are all sad stories like this. It, along with other things, triggered me into severe depression. I suffered from major depression disorder for many years, so we stop right there. Two things. Get on that parathyroid gland, sweetheart, and detox any fungus out of your body. These are two things that directly affect your depression syndromes. However, that event would have wrecked someone's adrenal glands, and that would have been anxieties and that sort of thing. So the fact that you've had depression just shows, and see if you had any postpartum depression, anything like that, where when you had kids, you lost your calcium. So yeah, you want to go to the parathyroid, you want to get your lymph system, detox any fungus out of the body, be very, very helpful with that. And was on many psychiatric medications. I keep overdosing in an attempt to commit suicide and was hospitalized constantly. This is a sad story, guys. And you know what? You know, this is a tough place to be. It's a tough for beautiful souls like you guys, any souls down here to be. That's why the more you forget, the better off you are. Because, and that's why it loses itself. That's why you have these curtains. Because if not, it's the past, that it's just so traumatic to be in such a chemical world. You know, I've wondered in the scheme of things, how long this level has existed in the scheme of things, you know, in the terms of impotence and all this. Because such a chemical body and such a variety of levels of states of consciousness, some just pulling itself into the negative side here. So this poor soul didn't have anybody to help him. And this is another reason why I do this and teach all you guys too, because you know what, this is enough suffering. If you're suffering, let's help them turn that around. At least I think we can help people reverse their karma and turn this around. I ultimately was re-diagnosed, how interesting, holy crap. There's those chemical medications we don't know about, right? You know, talking about chemical medications, any practitioner through the years, when they start looking up chemical medications, because when we have clients come in on chemical medications, I've always had them looked up through the years. And of course we have nurses working for us and everything else, so we look at all these and we get to see what these drugs really do. So it's more frightening. It's more frightening to understand chemical medication. Ultimately, it's diagnosed with bipolar II disorder. You know, labels. All right? And underwent a series of ECT treatments. I only did this because I figured at that point I had nothing to lose but my life. Ugh. The ECT was done in the fall of 2011. It has been 2.5 years since then, and I have little to no memories of all those years. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, I personally think you can. You know, regenerating the human brain. Memories are kept at another level. Your memories aren't kept in the brain. I have to tell you, people don't understand the difference between the mind and the brain. And that's why I teach you how creation is put together, what the map makers have found, and what we have found as out-of-body travelers. And the Akashic records have been well talked about. The Akashic records, well talked about. It's where all your past and your future, by the way, in the time track is seen. That's why you can go and see the future, you can see the past. It sounds crazy, but this is a part of creation where life below springs from, gets its energy and its consciousness and its form from. It's a first world where form takes place outside of cosmic consciousness or the universal mind. And for those that confuses you, don't even worry about it. You know, well, you'll get it years, and it doesn't matter, you know. Memories are kept, but your brain is the connecting link to the causal mind. And that's why all this, everything has to be working to access the Akashic records as much as you can. So, yeah, because we regenerate neurons, and the brain is what, 76 billion neurons? I am sure it is from the I'm sure. Yeah, overdoses, trauma, etc. But remember regeneration. Don't lose your joy. Remember regeneration, my lady. Get in there and regenerate your body. Upper circuit, brain and nerve. You know, get in there, get blood moving aggressively, and get those neurons rebuilt. If that's saying you got a little parathyroid there, and you might link that to pituitary. So look at that. Go after your endocrine glands. Bipolar means you got adrenals down as well. So get in those adrenals, and you would have. So fix those adrenals and kidneys. Get yourself filtering. Get your lymphatic system moving. My brain was fried. Yeah, you're right, sweetheart. Will the time lost in memories ever come back? Absolutely. So will your sense of smell. and you maybe even taste better. Can memories regenerate, so to speak? Not memories. They're already stored. That's why when you learn out-of-body traveling, you can visit the causal world and look up your Akashic records. They have all these archives that you can look at. All kinds of neat stuff out of the body. I mean, this world out of the body seems like a fairy tale. Reality becomes more evident the closer to consciousness that you become. The further away from consciousness in these states of consciousness, the further away from reality and truth you get. That's why the mind takes you on journeys of creation. That truth isn't involved in that. The second question is about drinking water. Marcy told me I should submit this question to you. In your books, you say that distilled water or using an RO system is best. You know what? And I wanted to go in and change that. And I thought I did on this new edition here. I was raised with that kind of thinking because you go way back into the 1800s. Distilled water was, especially the early 1900s, distilled water was the type of water because of the minerals. You know, a lot of people fuss over minerals, but most minerals are actually very low in their bioavailability or absorptive ability to the body because their charges are weak. They electrify the bowels okay, but absorbing elementals, so to speak, can be dangerous. They can become free radicals, especially without true utilization factors of steroids and the like. Plus, much more unavailable. So what we did way back then is wrap an amino acid around minerals called chelation to get those minerals absorbed. My thought has always been anything that's not meant to absorb is not well absorbable, shouldn't be thought to need to be. And so when you look at elementals, that's good for plants. But when plants absorb this, then you see the plants converting elementals into salts. Now we're talking. That's why the Schussler biochemical salts and things like this. However, I used to give those too in my practice years ago and never saw any changes. So the treatment-based thing I've been through so long, I like a good... And this is only because man is so acidic. I just think consuming anything acidic is not to the benefit of the body right now. I think with those people that are so acidic should get a mineralized water. No more than, say, 8 pH or 8.5 at the most. You're getting up to 9. You remember, you're messing with your blood pH and you can get into alkalosis. And that has some gnarly symptoms like acidosis. So I would keep it to 8 pH at top. Remember, blood's 7.4 and you're drinking going right into the blood. And yet they both have no minerals in any of them. They are basically dead. Well, you know what? No, they're not dead. Everything is alive. H2O, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 of oxygen. You have life in atoms, honey. So they're not dead. It's alive, but it's acidically alive. And that's why, you know, the thought is that it'll pull toxins into it since it's void. Anything, remember how thing works with osmosis and all this? Anything void, anything that has dense chemistry coming up against something void, then that sucks in chemistry. That's in some way how fructose works as opposed to glucose. So I have drunk distilled water only for several years thinking that this was better and easier on my kidneys. And it might be. But when you're so acidic, I like a mineralized water. To tell you the truth, the best water to drink is energized fruit water. And that's what you get in the fruits and the berries and the melons. Energized fruit water. It's energized, it's base, it's loaded with chemistry, and it's hydrating. And that's the problem. Distilled water would not be a hydrating water. It would be somewhat absorptive, I suppose. But I don't know. You know, and the less hydrogen right now, the better. Especially when you're highly acidic like this. Some people have a hard time getting rid of their hydrogen. She suggested I drink spring water, and that is what I'm doing now. Do you feel one is better than the other? At this point in life, I do feel that. Maybe if we were back in a better state of health, maybe. I've read both sides of this story. I know the arguments on the distilled side and not. Some people think it leaches your minerals out of your body. That's bull crap. But you know what? I've looked at this for a long time. I've watched primate shows. I watch Discovery Channel to see what nature does. And most every animal does the energized water from lakes and things like this. Thank you for the time. Oh, anytime. Oh, anytime, sweetheart. I think namaste to you, sweetheart. I think we're all one big group of spiritual beings here to help the world. That's all I can see, and we're doing our best to accomplish that. And so that's kind of the way it is. Oh, thanks, Mark. Thanks for the birthday thing. Thank you guys so much. I'm telling you, thank you so much. And love to each and every one of you. Here's one from Malcolm. I have been having heart problems for around 3 years now. Congestive heart failure. Okay, so congestive heart failure. What system is this individual having a hard time with? Congestive, that's your clue. Absolutely. Your lymphatic system. And that's vital. Now remember, your heart came off of your colon in the embryonic stages, about mid-descending colon. So you can have problems with that and also have heart problems. And remember, your stomach also is the seat of the autonomic, and you can have heart problems from that. But it's enough to say congestive heart failure is a lymphatic problem, and it also ties with pulmonary edema and swelling and hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is enlargement, and when tissue enlarges, it's acidosis, and you're getting edemic in that tissue, the response of the body to acidosis, because acids win, we lose, right? So this is all about getting the kidneys to filter and the lymph draining. Key. Fix up the GI tract too, because it'll clean the spot off where your heart came off of. And it also could be a clue that there is some genetics in that heart. Get a picture of your eyes, look at 3 o'clock left side. You could have a little weakness in that heart, and that would also mean a compromised lymph drainage, remember, in that tissue just from the weakness. So strengthen the heart, use the heart formula, move the lymph so the acids will come out and the body will strengthen it naturally. I have been admitted to a hospital twice with breathing difficulty, short of breath. And this could also pull into the pulmonary, the lung side, and swell the lungs. You could have some pulmonary edema with this too. None of that is good. Kidneys, and adrenals. Get those moving, filtering, get that lymph draining, get the GI tract clean, and that'll all clean up out of there. You could do a lungs too, just to clean up the lungs too. I get heart palpitations and high blood pressure. Well, that's coming from the kidneys. It's not good. My doctor has now referred me to a heart specialist here in the UK. There's nothing they can do, man. There's nothing they can do. It's the lymph system, and they don't get it. So you really want to move that lymph, my friend. That I have an appointment to see at the end of April. I'm glad I'm doing this now for you. I have been told that I may need to have a pacemaker fitted. Get that lymph moving, Malcolm. Get that lymph moving at all costs. Get high on a fruit diet. I am not happy about that, and I wouldn't be either, because that will not cure any of this. It just keeps you from dropping below 60 in your heart rate. Get your adrenals up. Make sure your thyroid is up. Check your basal temperatures, because if your thyroid is low, you can also sink in your heart rate. So get that thyroid up. It'll increase heart rate. Get your adrenals up. That'll increase neurotransmitter. That'll increase the autonomic response. But congestive heart failure, high lymph. So high lymph is swelling, right? Well, when you swell, it cuts off blood and nerve flow. So then you have all kinds of problems there. See what I'm saying? So you pull out that lymph, and that inflammation, that swelling, that hypertrophy, it'll all go down to normal. I would rather go to a natural route, much rather, because it'll still not stop you from death. Pacing, your heart will keep pacing. I mean, that's ridiculous. I am taking medication. I've never heard of bisoprolol, furosemide. That's a diuretic. And then there's another one I can't even pronounce it now. Aspirin and digoxin, all make me feel like crap. Absolutely do. Absolutely. None of it's this eventful. This is a lymphatic problem. Congestive. Also, my stomach. My stomach bloats and fills with gas like a basketball. See what I'm saying? And was given another drug for that. Oh yeah, see what I'm saying? And you could have a lot of sulfur in your gut too. So get on this. Get on the GI broom, clean your bowels out, get your kidneys filtering, because you need to move lymph and get all this opened up, because you have that nerve response. You could have a couple things going on here. The nerve response to the heart, along with the hypertrophy or the enlargement of the heart, all of that, absolutely. Could you please give me some advice on what herbs? Absolutely. Look up How We Go. You know, we're soon to officially launch the club. And so remember, you all have to become club members for us to help you. But $10 for lifetime, and you get 10% off your first order. So shouldn't cost you nothing. If not, you should even make some money. So that's all good, you know. So it's the only way we can help you and then be able to talk appropriately about this. This was also, hey Doc, and I think I've addressed this before. Can you explain why some blue eyes maintain the blue color even when the person is extremely toxic, while some people will have their blue eyes turn brown within a few years of birth? You know, that's a good question, and I really have thought about this myself. I even asked Dr. Jensen about that. We talked, and I forget what his comments were. That was a lot of years ago, but it's enough to say that your lymph system is a large part cells, not just fluids. You've got your lymph vessels, like blood vessels. You have lymph vessels, lymph capillaries everywhere. You also have your lymph nodes everywhere. You have your kidneys. So you have a lot. You have your skin. You have a lot tied to the lymphatic system that are cells. And so brown shows a chronic level of weakness and toxemia in that system. And that's all I know I can say why you see those different levels of acute, subacute, chronic, and degenerative. And even in a genetic past, because you live in your mother for 8-9 months as a rule, and that weakness is passed, that toxemia is passed, because your lymph and blood has to flow through her. So those things can cause those eyes to change. And I think it's just a deeper genetic issue when you see the brown, because it's much more difficult, of course, dealing in a brown eye that should be blue. And I just talked to a woman earlier, and her eyes are so brown, but her mother said her eyes were blue at birth, then turned green, and then brown. That's what makes me think they're not true brown eyes, because your eyes are not born blue if you're brown-eyed, and then they don't turn green and then turn brown. That shows chronic lymph. And so I don't know what to say about that. Oh, this is Flying with Horses, UK. Oh, yeah. You know, I still sat over that horse. You know, huh. I hope that you are all well. Thank you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I'm still loving your videos. Oh, and thank you for inspiring so many people to keep reading. Oh, thanks. Well, you know what? Got to get out of Hellville here. We got to get out of Hellville, or turn Hellville into Wellville, bring the light in, and at least bring it up a little bit. There's going to be souls on journeys you can't change. Okay. But those that want to, we've got the light for them, and that's just what we're here for. And you guys are recognizing your journeys, and that there's nothing any better. So we, you know, and then you help people on the inner, you help people on the outer. I mean, it's just all kinds of fun. You know, life becomes so much more fun. You know, and why be here if you don't have fun? You know, there's positive and negative, but you learn not to be involved in either one. You learn to be that joy in the center of yourself. You can enjoy, you know, either side, actually. You can see why the negative exists. You know, I was telling to some lady, and I said, your eyes look better than mine genetically. She said, oh, no. And I said, oh, yeah. You know, I said, our weaknesses drive us to learn. My weaknesses have drove me to learn about health. You know, if I was feeling good, as a rule, you get these strong constitution people that never seem to have problems. They don't think about health. Nothing's driving them to that. Those that suffer, that suffering drives you to find truth. See what I mean? So, you know, we all fight these things. No one's better than another. Let me see here. I'm hoping you can help provide an alternative to the medical way of treating a tooth abscess. Absolutely. As this first port of call is always antibiotics, followed by a root canal or extraction. All right. So you want to make the heal-all tea and take the shavings and put it up there where the abscess is to see if you can't draw that out. At the same time, what system is the abscess in? The lymphatic system. So again, this is not a blood problem, it's a lymphatic problem. So the difficulty is draining. This has been my fight too, is to drain all these. Most people have lymph nodes swollen here all the time, but it's to drain this, drain the neck, and get this all opened up so these abscesses can drain the right way. But you could kind of pull on that. The heal-all tea is not a strong puller, but you could mix, say, lymphatic or lymph node 5 a little bit in that. Now you've got blood root, poke root, and just hold it in there over that abscess while you're watching TV or whatever. Wash your mouth out, spit it out, and see and draw that out. Now it's going to be strong on the gums if you get up into the bloods and the pokes, but you know, better than having that cut out because it's going to chew the bone and, you know, chew your tooth. But this is all the same thing. Problem moving lymph. Lymph is everywhere. Lymph is everywhere. Capillaries are everywhere like blood capillaries. Where there's blood, there's lymph. Has to be. Feeding and cleaning the cells. Hello. Simple to understand. As this is such a painful, oh yeah, infection right on the nerve. Ooh, I know. Is there a fast acting? Oh, yeah. See, that's the problem. You can load yourself down with parasite M, but it isn't the bacteria that's causing the infection. They're eating. Supper time, and so they're dining. That's what you want. But the process isn't good, and the acids continue to decay and everything else. So this is a lymphatic pump. See if you can draw through the gums there, sweetheart. Is there a fast acting? There's fast acting as you can get is topical pulse. Medics remove the nerve after an abscess, but I am sure the nerve can be regenerated. Absolutely. Do you have any experience with healing with this pain? Oh yeah, lots of people have this, and we use this tea and things to pull that out. Absolutely. You can also use. Oh my God, I always can't remember this one. I don't know why. It almost burns, but it's an oil. I can't remember it. Sorry about that. But thanks, Leanna. Thanks so much, and love the horses. A big hug and kisses to you guys too. But use that. I like the drawing of the lymphatic formulas. So the Heal All Tea is healing and drawing a little bit with the plantain. So then bringing in a little bit of a lymphatic formula, particularly like I said, number 5s. They have the stronger herbs in there. A little bit added to that when you're making the tea, and then holding so that alcohol is kind of burned off, but that blood root and all that gets in there, and then holding the shavings right there. That'll be helpful there. So I hope that works out for you. I have to cut this, unfortunately, because everybody's going to be going home. Then they're going to be mad at me. I can't say enough of thank yous. I love you so much, guys. So listen, we just keep working on ourselves, working on these tough cases, because these cases are coming in harder and harder. But hang in there, all you guys that have serious problems. All I can give you, and that's why I read what Rita wrote. I hope this helps everyone. Sometimes it takes a while, and the light comes on, goes off, comes on, goes off, and you just keep going toward Wellville. Get yourself in a place outside of your body. Your body is not you. So pull yourself away from your body. Know that you're in a world that does not know how to take care of human bodies, that you're a victim of that, but that's creation and how it's set up. There's lessons in there for you to learn, but it also drives you to open and go now. You know, a lot of people are distancing themselves from this world. Those of you are time to go. You know, this is your last lifetime. End it. You know, don't create more things. Just enjoy the beingness of a child, you know, and then you'll have a good time. Love you all. Thank you so much for everything. Namaste. May the blessings be to each and every one of you. And don't give up on your pursuit of wellness and God consciousness. Thank you.